Welcome back to Good Things Utah, everyone. Whether the kids are brand new or 18, motherhood can take a toll and new anxieties may arise.
Here to share her favorite ways to cope is Kyriaki from the Den Mother podcast, and I am so excited to be doing this topic. Truly, this is something that can feel very isolating.
And yeah, you guys have even said it when we share our stories, and it's like, oh, you too, me too, and it just feels like you connect.
You can let down a little bit because you know you're not alone.
Yes, but you know, anxiety didn't hit me until motherhood, and then it was like all of these things started coming out, and so I found some tips and tricks that totally help me to reset and to balance when I'm feeling panic attacks coming on or anxiety. And my first one is just to smile. So our brain is constantly making connections, and when we start to feel a panic attack or anxiety when we're, say, making the coffee, then our brain connects, okay, coffee stresses us out, danger, you know, and it starts to create neural pathways. So if we smile when we're feeling stressed out, then our brain is like, okay, no danger, we're okay, and it can create new neural pathways so we're not wiring in that anxiety.
I love this. I want to attach this to maybe a situation. I'm thinking of maybe getting the kids ready in the morning, and you know there's a stressful day coming for a child.
Yes.
And it's starting to build. You can feel, you know, your heart's getting heavy, maybe your heart is pounding. Just a smile is going to help.
Just a smile. And number two is to breathe, which is perfect in those high stress moments.
I love that.
Is in just a couple of minutes, you can completely reset your nervous system from your fight or flight to your rest and digest with just deep belly breaths. So I like to just breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. You can feel it even in one breath.
You can.
The best thing to me is that you can do this anywhere while doing anything. So if you're in that stressful situation, you can just and smile, and it will reset you.
See, once again, though, I love that you just described it in that way, because again, I'm like, oh, you do that too? Okay,
me too.
Good.
Yes,
We're
exactly.
all normal.
That's a normal situation, right? So it's such, just breathe and smile, and you can reset your nervous system, reset your brain.
And trick ourselves. The next one is play the movie. What does that mean?
Play the movie. So this is something that I came up with that works for me, and I'm hoping it'll work for other moms. Essentially, if you have a busy day or you have several tasks you have to get done and your brain is just going nuts, I like to sit and play the movie. And for us moms, I feel like we often catastrophize everything, like what's going to happen, and this could happen, that can.
So I'm not the only one who does that.
No, or we'll like just shove it aside. It's going to be fine, but the stress is still there. So I like to take the emotion out of it and just play forward. What does it look like? What am I doing? And then as I'm playing these things in my mind, I can see, oh, he needs socks, we'll need to bring sunscreen, and then I can see clearly without all the emotion. So I just play it through, visualize it.
That's amazing. I haven't ever heard that before, and I've never even thought to try that.
This is brilliant.
Just the visualization.
Especially, I'm thinking of packing for a trip. Spring break is coming up, right? Visualizing, play the movie of each day.
What happens when we get to the airport? What happens when we get on the plane? Are they going to need snacks? And then you just think about it in a calm way, and don't go to either extreme, because we have a tendency to do that. Like, it'll work out, maybe it won't, you know, but then it's not going to be the worst case. So just play the movie.
Take the emotion
rational, yes, and
that's key. I love that.
It's so good. Connect. So humans are hardwired to need connection, but motherhood, as we know, can be very isolating, very lonely. So if you can just take a moment to grab a coffee with a friend or go on a hike or even just call someone, then it can release dopamine, oxytocin, all these feel-good chemicals that will help us to relax and feel joy and calm, and it can reset you just in a couple of minutes.
Do you find that sometimes you don't even want to do that? If you're really suffering, it's probably
it's hard to reach out.
You don't want to reach out, and that might be the time you need to do it the most.
That might be a red flag to you. Okay, I need to stop and call a friend or text somebody just to get that connection.
What about this one? Limiting screen time, as I watched the entire Bachelor finale last night until midnight.
Trust me, I am always plugged in. I am podcasts, audiobooks. I love to stream stupid sitcoms, but what happens is when there's constant noise in your head and you are being inundated with interactions, information, and your brain is not able to process those because of the noise, you create a pileup, which causes anxiety, a pileup of emotions, a pileup of things that your brain needs to process. So if you can unplug even just an hour a day, let your thoughts catch up, let your brain process through all of the things that are coming at it, then it can clear some of those out and clear the anxiety. And it doesn't have to have an agenda. You just be, and those thoughts will come up naturally, and you just let them process and wash
It is
away.
interesting, though, how that can contribute to anxiety, because sometimes you think, oh, I'm just going to scroll mindlessly for a minute, but it actually makes you feel more busy, more overstimulated.
Yes. And
so
it pushes
it's
all
good to
those
step
things that
away.
are happening to the back of your mind, and they just keep piling up. They don't go away.
Yeah.
They just pile up.
I'm going to take a challenge today. On my drive home, I'm not going to listen to any music. I'm just going to be.
Yeah, I love that.
Tell
It's
us
so
about
good.
your podcast and where we can find you.
Yes. Okay, so if you are struggling with mental health issues, there's a ton of resources on my website, thedenmother.net. You can also connect with me on Instagram @the_Kyriaki. And don't forget to download my podcast, The Den Mother Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh,
Thank
we
you
love when you're
so
here.
much.
Oh, thanks,
Love
guys.
these conversations.
Come back and see us soon, okay?
Oh, I will.